This program is sponsored by Dave's Mobile RV Service and Construction, LLC. Just one call, Dave Hall does it all. Barker and Nub Auto Repair, because 3 hands are better than 2. Nubs up. Streetsboro Antiques, the newest antiques mall in Northeast Ohio. Vendor space available.
Welcome, everybody. I want to thank the Streetsboro Chamber of Commerce, Valerie Ferralla, the Executive Director, the Overlook, and I would also like to thank Chris and Candace Mosher from Gateway Towing for sponsoring, and for Leah Babb for sponsoring also. So thank you to those two, and if you ever need a tow, Chris is the best. I'm going to walk around a little bit because I want you to focus on the, I think we can still pick it up. I want you to focus on the PowerPoint presentation. What we're going to do is we're going to have a comprehensive look back over the last 5 years and where we're going in the future. I was trying to think of my opening this morning because, you know, you got to grab it. And of course, everybody here, most everybody here knows I'm a huge fan of Facebook. We use it to the city's advantage to get news out, to get word out. We put jobs on there. And when I logged on this morning, I went on this morning, this popped up on my my look back. And it says, I opened the paper today and see $13.5 million invested in Streetsboro by 2 companies. New jobs, new investment. Then I see one of our high school athletes selected to participate in the National Street Point Contest. Things are continuing to get better in Streetsboro, and the best is yet to come. I love the city. This was February 8th of 2013. And you know what? Since that time, we've had more investment in Streetsboro. We've had more of our kids that shine on a national stage. We have our new high school. We have so many things. And things not only are getting better then, but they're going to keep getting better. And that I promise you. I wanted to start off, usually I put Missy and my major administrative staff at the end of the show, and I wanted to start by recognizing them right out of the gate. We have the administrative assistant to the mayor, the law department, and human resources. Missy Prokop, Paul Janis, and Shauna Lockhart-Reese. They are the people that probably work the closest with me. Of course, I got to see the lawyer all the time. You know, it's this business. But Missy is, she's really the glue that holds us all together. Everything that comes into my office basically gets filtered for her. Hence the last line, the mayor's first line of defense. She swore she'd take a bullet for me. I don't know, hopefully that doesn't ever happen, but at least I can hear the tussle out in the reception area and I can run and hide somewhere. Paul Janis is the first full-time city law director. And what this has enabled us to do is the need to hire outside counsel has really diminished greatly, saving the city big money. By having an in-house counsel, it allows us to handle a lot of the problems, you know, within the city, and we don't have to go out and hire, you know, additional personnel. It's great for us, and it also gives our directors access to legal advice when they need it and as they need it. Shauna Lockhart-Reese is our relatively new HR director. She is our full-time human resources director. She gives our employees, we had a part-time HR director before, and unfortunately, they weren't always there when our employees need them. Now with Shauna there on a daily basis, when our employees need to visit the HR department, they have a person in there, and Shauna has done a bang-up job with the HR department to this point, and I think that she's going to continue to do good. I wanted to start off with the police department. Chief Powers and Sharon Gum are here. Sharon Gum, she's the adhesive glue up there at the police department. Everything gets filtered through her, and I'm sure Chief Powers would say the same thing about Sharon that I say about Missy. Our police department is truly unequal. They really are a great bunch of guys. We finally got up to full staffing. We're at 29 sworn officers now. We have, you know, a full complement of dispatchers, and these guys they just really do a great job for our city. And you'll see in some of statistics that are coming up. It's kind of small, so I'll help you through it. One of the things that we're really happy about is the traffic enforcement and traffic crashes. And you'll see in the next slide, our traffic crashes have gone down substantially. This is the first year in 5 years that our traffic crashes have been under 500. And what's important about that is that means that our guys, our policemen are out there doing the things that they need to do to make sure that that people are safe in the city. One of the things I really wanted to point out, 6,287 self-initiated traffic stops. That's a big number. That's whenever you see the cop behind you with the blue lights and you pull over. But the other telling statistic in here is that out of those 6,287, 2,389 of them generated a ticket. So basically, pretty close to 1/3 of the time, if you get pulled over, you're probably going to get a warning. You're probably going to get some advice that you better slow down or you can't be here. And what it does is it dispels a rumor that these folks have, that our police officers have a quota. They don't have a quota. It is up to their discretion whether they cite you or not. I would recommend if they pull you over, be as nice as possible, and cooperate and do the things that you need to do. These guys, they're out there, they're doing a job, and it's a very, especially in this day and age, it is very, very difficult for them to do what they need to do and maintain their safety. I want all our policemen, all our firemen, and all of our service guys to go home every night safe to their family, or in the morning if they work nights. We have had a decrease in the serious criminal incidents, which is good. Again, it's good patrol, it's putting the people out on the street, it's watching the things that they need to do. And it's a real feather in the cap to Chief Powers and his crew that we are allowed, or that we are capable of reducing the amount of crime in the city. This slide basically shows all of the community programs that our police department is involved in. As you can see I know they're kind of hard to read, but as you can see by the list, our policemen are out there every day, every week, engaging the public. Our kids in the schools know them, our people know them, and it's very, very important that everybody knows who our police are. And they do this by having these programs that they have. I've been involved with Shop with a Cop for I think 5 years now. What a great program. We have Fill a Cruiser. Anytime that one of the community organizations asks if we can put a policeman there or if they can give a presentation, it's done. And that is how we make the community feel safe. We get out there, we get in front of them, and we let people know that our policemen are here to serve them. That's the rest of them. It took 2 pages. The Streetsboro Fire Department, under the direction of Chief Rob Reinholtz, and his administrative assistant is Mel Layden. This chart shows the increase in calls for service that we've had in the city. Going back to 2012, we had an uptick. Last year, we had 2,365. That's an enormous amount. We normally have anywhere between 6 and 8 guys on duty, or 6 and 8 people on duty. That's, when you take the average out, that's 5 or 6 calls a day, and Streetsboro just keeps on getting busier. We have a nighttime population of around 17,000. We have a daytime population of probably 30 to 35,000. And these people, unfortunately, they get sick, they get in accidents, or unfortunately their house catches on fire. Our fire department is just busy all the time. This chart shows the different hospitals that our fire department transports to. Overwhelmingly, we go to UH Portage Medical Center, which was recently purchased by the University Hospitals care system. It has been a great partnership for our community. UH is very, very well respected. They've already made numerous changes to the hospital itself, and they're making it better. They're giving better health care for the people of Portage County. And when you look back at what they've done for our department, they have been very, very generous in the donation of equipment and materials. And it's great to have UH as part of our community. One of the things we're very, very proud about, we went back out, the Insurance Service Office, the ISO rating. It's what a lot of the insurers use to rate your house and your building or your industry on what they're going to be charged for their fire insurance. We took our score from a 5 to a 3, and what really ticked me off is we missed a 2 by less than a percentage point. And I even asked the chief, can you go back and ask him a little bit? Yeah, it would have been great to be a 2. There are not a whole lot of 2s. There's even less 1s, and that ultimately is our goal, is to get to a Class 1 rating. Our fire loss, you can see we spiked a little bit in 2015 by those 2 fires. One was at Shady Lake, and one was at Settlers Landing, and they were within a couple weeks of each other. But other than that, we maintained a really great fire loss. You have a great fire department in the city of Streetsboro. They're quick, they're responsive, they're extremely well trained, and they're highly motivated. We did receive a lot of grants in the department too. We took an auto extrication grant of $100,000 allowed us to replace all of our existing extrication gear. And the good thing about it was is that we were able to keep our other gear, so now we have full sets of gear on two pieces of apparatus. God forbid if we ever have an accident where we need extrication 2 points, we can handle it. Walmart is giving us $7,500. They're a great community partner. We get an EMS grant from the state for 20 grand. These 2 Light Pack 15s, $60,000, $30,000 a piece for these, and these were donated by UH. Is that correct, Chief? These were donated by UH. That is big. And these Life Pack 15s, you know, one of the things that a lot of people don't know is when you are having chest pains and you get called to, and you call our rescue squad out, when we put this Life Pack 15 on you, this can tell you, it will tell you almost definitively that you're having a heart attack. And by having this Life Pack 15, we can get you to the proper facility to make your survival rates that much better. We used to have to take you up to Ahuja, okay, up there in I think it's Warrensville Heights or Beechwood. Now, UH in Portage has opened their first STEMI program. Now we can take you, instead of taking you 20 minutes up the road, we can take you 10 minutes down the road. And with your heart muscle, time is muscle. And the sooner we can get you into that cath lab and get intervention done, the better off you're going to be. You have people now that are having heart attacks that are walking out of the hospital 2 days later. That never happened before. And that's one of the things that UH is doing very positive for Portage County. We purchased a lot of equipment, and there's a lot of money up there. But what we have done is, in years past, the councils at the time, when we started billing for EMS, we decided that that money was going to go into an account to continue to improve our rescue squads. Well, over a period of years, that account accumulated a lot of money because we had a lot of people getting transported. But what this has allowed us to do is to keep our equipment up to date, and it doesn't come off the city's bottom line. We, as a city, do not have to put money aside in our capital improvements funds for the fire department. And it allows us to keep our equipment up to date and basically relatively new so that we can make sure that we got the reliability and the ability to come to you folks and take care of you in your times of need. Again, fire department, same thing as the police department. We're out there in the public. We do the public programs. This is how your kids and your families know that our fire department is there for you. And it's something that both of the chiefs really stress, is getting out there, letting the people know who you are and who they can turn to in their time of need. Finance and water billing department. These are our 5 ladies, Katie Mathis, Leslie Bear, Jenny, Janet Dang, and Vance McCarr. They are the ones that take care of all our bills, all of our water billing, and they do a great job at it. Just this year, the first time ever in the city of Streetsboro's history, we received a letter from Dave Yost, the auditor of state, for a clean audit. That is just outstanding. It just doesn't happen everywhere. And what this does is this is a pat on the back to Jenny and her crew over there to make sure that they make, that our books, our financial books and our expenditures and the things that we, you know, not only what we pay, but people paid us, everything was done right. And this is a huge pat on the back for the city of Streetsboro. And I'm really proud of Jenny and her crew. This slide is ultra cool, okay? I know you can't see it real well, but this is the total of form processed through RETA, okay? And what this indicates, if you see this first line, it says withholders, all right? Back in 2011, we had 11,088 withholdings. Now, withholding is the amount of people that work in the city, okay, and their company withholds taxes and sends them to RETA. Back in 2011, we had 11,088 people. 2015, we don't have 2016 numbers yet. 2015, we had 14,090 people. What that equates to is we have 3,002 more jobs now in 2015 than we had in 2011. That is a phenomenal number. And I'm curious to see what 16 is going to be, because we know that people have added jobs. It's just a great, and you'll see in a couple slides down what that equates to for us.
It's your business. We can help you sell it. WinoView.
Another thing I'm very, very proud of. What this chart shows is the unencumbered balance and the deficit or surplus. Well, if you notice, here's the zero line, okay? Here's the zero line right here. When I took office, at the end of 2011, we showed a $593,282.85 deficit, okay? The first year, we brought it back. In 2012, we had a $93,287 surplus. Going through the years, you can see it's gone all the way till 2016. We carried over a $506,000 surplus in the city. This is, it's fantastic, and there's a lot of things that equate into that. Number one is the directors here, watching their costs, okay? Watching what we spend our money on. You know, I always tell the directors, I will always give you what you need. You may not always get what you want. Well, we've been able to give them some of the wants because we have been very mindful of what we are doing with our money. And for a city of our size to carry forth $506,000, it's a pat on the back to all the people that work within the city. Can't even see that one. This is our last. This is last year, 2016. And what I wanted to show you on this, that last number, $11,942,000. That is the amount of money that we have collected in taxes in the city. That is our operating money. That is what we have to keep our budget within. And you'll see, I believe it's on the next slide. This is 2012, my first year in office. We collected $10,573,000. In 2016, we collected $11,942,000. You notice that trend? Okay, that's a 21% increase in income that we've had over the last 5 years. And that is people, businesses and industry that are investing in our community and paying taxes. And what that enables us to do is to offer more and more services to our citizens, either through the increase in personnel in the police and fire and service department or in other needed areas, or better parks, better roads. It's just it's a great number, 21% in 5 years. That's an average, you know, do the math, it's about 4% a year, 4 to 5% a year. That's fantastic. And we plan on keeping that going that way. I couldn't go without what people consider the bad news, but this is our outstanding debt. During the last election, this was made a big deal, and they couldn't be more wrong, okay? The bottom line here is that the city owes out $9,574,000. And the best way to equivocate that is if you own a house and you owe $200,000 on a mortgage, okay, and you make $100,000 a year, you owe twice as much as what you make, okay? What that number represents, that's less than 1 year of income for the city. And what that helps us to do is to keep our bond ratings high and to be able to borrow if we need to borrow. The numbers are there. One of the biggest numbers on here is for the water tower, okay? We're really proud. That is a self-funded debt. The money that we charge our water customers goes back into a fund. Out of that money, we pay the water tower debt. That doesn't come out of our general fund, okay? So that number is actually a little bit smaller because that number will continue to go. And we're very proud of the fact that for the most part, we're relatively debt-free. And the debt that we do have is highly manageable. Some of the finance highlights. Again, we received the Auditor Award State, our Auditor State Award for clean and accurate record keeping. We improved the city's bond rating. I think it was the first or second year that we were here, we looked at standard reports. And we showed them what we had done and what we had planned to do. And they made our bond rating better. They gave us a AA. Well, the people that we work with, the bond company says, well, you know, I think you guys are ready to see if we can increase your bond rating and lower your debt. Well, we went through the whole process again, and they reaffirmed our bond rating to AA stable. What that enabled us to do is to refund those bonds, and we're saving the city almost $40,000 a year in doing so. We've had a 5-year continuous increase in city tax collections. That's all the employees that we have in the city. And those folks that live in the city or work in someplace else and don't have a 2%, it's all discombobulated. And again, for the last 5 years, 2012 to 2016, we've ended the year with a surplus in the general fund. That is a real pat on the back to everybody, the directors and all the people that work in the city to manage that fund efficiently. These are the folks in the economic development, the planning and zoning, and the building departments. Dave Petrie is our chief inspector. Stacy Bean is our zoning inspector. Rob Peters is economic development director. Andrea Schaefer is our building clerk. And John Shiskowski is the director of planning and zoning. In the planning and zoning department, when John first got here, excuse me, I sat down with him and I said, I want Streetsboro to be known as being business friendly. We had a terrible reputation of being a very hard city to deal with, and I recognize that. We were. And what John has done is he has streamlined, he's brought the professionalism of organization over to the planning and zoning department. When people come in now with building plans and things like that, we try to get them processed a whole lot quicker. I want the people to put a shovel in the ground. I don't want to be delayed by 60 or 90 days because they're being caught up in some type of a rigmarole. We improved the approval process for the new business and industry in the city. We came down, now when businesses come in and they want to locate in the city, they sit down with John before it even goes to the planning commission. We go over their plans, we go over what they want, and John points out the things that may cause them to be slowed down in the process. And what we've done is we've made a much cleaner approval process when these items get to the Planning and Zoning Commission, which the cleaner approval process means things aren't getting tabled, they're not getting pushed back, people are able to put a shovel in the ground a lot quicker. We work hand in hand with the Economic Development Director. Their offices are near each other. We have to. When Rob brings stuff in for to the city, we have to make sure that we can get this stuff processed as quickly as we possibly can. We do pursue strict adherence to the applicable building and zoning codes. Contrary to some opinions, we are out there looking for the zoning violations, and we do try and get them taken care of. There's a lot of them, and we don't have an enormous staff to take care of them, so we try and go after the ones that are the most, that are the toughest ones. And we always try to be business friendly. That's the number one thing. If you're not business friendly, you're not going to get people looking at your city. In the building department, again, we streamline the process to make development easier in the city. We're continually improving turnaround on applications and permits. We try to get permits, or we try to get building plans when people bring them in. We try to turn around in less than 30 days with remarks and everything so that people can get moving on the product. We started an online application process, and that has improved things dramatically. And with the building, we collaborate with planning and zoning to ensure faster and easier approval. I hear all the time about the empty buildings in Streetsboro, okay? There are empty buildings in Streetsboro. But if you go into any community around, you're going to find empty buildings, okay? It's a fact of life. But since 2012, all of these businesses have decided to relocate or locate in the city of Streetsboro. There's always a yin and a yang. And I'm very happy that all those folks have decided to make Streetsboro their home. We've also added 5 new major manufacturers since 2012. Sealess Heat Technology, they're out on Wellman Road, Aurora Hudson Road. They brought about 70-some jobs with them. Time Warner Cable consolidated 5 maintenance areas and put them into one location, and that's in the city of Streetsboro. Brought about 200 jobs with them. Technology House, very high-tech 3D printing company. They relocated here from Solon. They have about 75 jobs there. Talus Clinical, again, another high-tech company. This guy, he founded his company. I know some of you have been in the hospital, you had an IV drip put in. Well, that machine that the IV comes through, this guy invented it and sold that product off. And now he's bringing this knowledge and technology to Streetsboro to continue to expand his product base. Simplay 3, brand new business. The name Tom Murdo should sound familiar to some of you folks. He is the guy that originally started Little Tykes. Then he went from Little Tykes to Step 2, and he did not like retirement. He still had too much energy, so he decided, I'm going to make Simplay 3. And he occupies a building over off of Rosemont right now, and they're building Simplay 3 now. Accurate Steel, custom steel company, they came in, they brought 50 to 60 jobs with them. Our latest one is Air Enterprises, and this one kind of scared us because they took the old Cub Cadet building, and we had about a couple hundred employees at Cub Cadet, and we really kind of took a hit with them. Well, literally before Cub Cadet could get completely moved out, Air Enterprises brought their company in. And originally, they only had about 12 to 20 people working in this 175,000 square foot building. Well, their engineers developed this brand new cooling system to be used in data centers. And it's called a Kyoto system. Well, needless to say, Air Enterprises is now pushing about 200 employees. And that is a fantastic opportunity. And these are good manufacturing jobs that pay a decent wage and they pay benefits. And they're looking to expand. Again, since 2012, Big D's Tax Supply, we finally filled Walmart. 7 years it took us, but Big D's took it over, and they're doing good over there. Viking Forge had an $8 million addition to their plant. They hired about 40 additional people up there. And Ready to Haul moved from State Route 14 to a much bigger lot up on Ethan Drive. This is a really cool one too. This is investments in the city, and I don't know if you can all see it too well. We've had 177 new homes in the city since 2012. If you notice this number here, there was only 11 built last year. And what happened was the folks that are building Meadowview, they needed to find new money to help them develop. Well, I'm happy to say that those folks are real close to getting that person to sign the line. They told us that the first year they want 35 new homes. After that, they want upwards of 80 new homes a year. That $23,396,000 represents the total investment in the city of Streetsboro. And when you take that number, I know the schools are happy because that means that there's more money coming into the schools on that $23 million. This bottom line, the bottom one is new business and industry. We've had $68,698,000 in new business and industry. And I don't believe that number includes the school because the school isn't complete, or the school program isn't complete yet. We've also had over $18 million in renovations. These are all great numbers for the city. That means that people are looking here, they're building here, and they're staying here. Going to our engineering department. GPD Group is our consulting engineer. Mo Darwish and Joe Chudy are our normal contacts. They've been with us since 2012. GPD has been a godsend for the city. They are integral in obtaining the numerous grants and funding for many of the projects in the city. They design many of our infrastructure improvements. Having a consulting engineer means that although we have one name, we have the full width of their company. And when we need something, we don't have to go out and look at other people. It can stay within GPD. This slide shows the project grants and funding that we're getting in the city. The bottom line is that we're going to have over $34 million in new infrastructure projects in the city between now and 2021. That's the latest we can go out for grants. Of that $34 million, $30,482,000 is OPM, other people's money. It's money that we don't have to spend from the city. Our investment is around $5.5 million from the city, spread over that period of time. That is, a lot of that credit goes to GPG. They are the ones that send us in the right direction on where to get this money. But $34 million in your investment in that, and that's just in the big projects. You can see the SR14, coming up this year. Frost Road project. Be prepared for the orange barrels. Frost Road is going to start this year. Next year we have the citywide signalization project, and we're going to replace every signal within the city, and they're going to be on a central controller. Right now we only have a hodgepodge of the signals that are connected to each other. This system will learn for itself. We'll learn about the traffic patterns in that particular area. So what this does, it will help us move traffic through the city much more efficiently. It's about a $5.5 million project. And, well, $5.5 million, I don't think. It's about a $5.5 million project. And this is going to be great for the city. At the same time, what I'm really excited about, more so than the signals, we're going to get those real little fancy posted arms. Instead of having the cables that go across the intersection, we'll have the nice black posts that come up with the arm. They'll do a lot towards making the city look better. I know, it's a little thing, Sabrina. It's a little thing, image is everything. And, when we make the city look good, people that are coming in, potential investors in the city, this is what they look for. And we are trying to move the city forward in many directions, and this is just part of it.
It's all about curb appeal, right, Leah?
Absolutely.
You betcha. I feel if I feel.